Hello there, my name is Grace Meyer, and today I will be presenting to you my infographic on the professional communications done as a technical writer. So, all of my research was done over the internet, and as I was researching, I was super surprised to find out that there actually weren't a lot of resources that discuss the different genres of communications that technical writers do in their career. So I had to dig for quite a bit to find three different websites. Two of them were just an overall description of the technical writing career and the communication done in it. And then my last resource, I was able to find some mini interviews done with professional technical writers about a typical day for them and then how they were able to communicate with each other, which now that I'm looking at it, that's resources right up here. So to start with, professional communication as a technical writer. So as I'm sure most of you are aware, technical writing is a form of communication used to convey information on specific topics. And the main purpose of technical writing is to make this information more easy for readers to understand and make it more accessible to them. And so the five most common industries that utilize and employ technical writers are shown below in my bar graph. The first being computer software, the second being engineering, the third being management services, the fourth being science and development, and then the fifth and final one is pharmaceutical. So next I have a little graphic of the different communication genres in technical writing, and there are a lot more ways that technical writers do communicate with each other, but these are just the five most popular ones that I was able to find. So the first one, and I think this can go for a lot of other careers, is our emails. Then we have face-to-face communications. Then we have communications over collaborative software. Then we have memos. And then finally, we have frequently asked questions, otherwise known as FAQs. And I will go into a lot more detail on what each of these genres entail. So hopefully, as you were looking at the genres of communication for technical writers, you might have noticed one similarity among them, which is that most of those communications are conducted online. And since these communications are done online and based on the nature of the work as a technical writer, they are fortunate enough to be able to either work on site at a actual company's building or remotely over the internet. So in my pie chart, over on the right, at the bottom, we have the percentage of on-site technical writers, which is about 82.7% of them. And then up at the top, we have the percentage of remote technical writers, which is about 17.3, which might not seem like a lot when visually looking at it, but after the pandemic, as what happened to most careers, a lot of technical writers moved online, and again, just based on the nature of the work, a lot of them just were able to stay there. And this percentage is slowly growing over the coming years. So moving back to the different communication genres that are used, he, I, excuse me, this table will be explaining more in detail about each of the different genres and what they entail and who their audiences are. So starting off with Emails, they are the most common form of communication for technical writers, and they are typically conducted between coworkers and customers, either formally or informally, and this just depends on the email's purpose. So, for example, if you're emailing a customer, you would most likely be more formal than you were if you were emailing your coworker. But then again, these situations do vary based on the email's purpose. So our next one is face-to-face communications. So they are formal in-person gatherings for technical writers to meet with superiors and coworkers to discuss upcoming and current projects. And I forgot to mention this, but technical writers can either conduct these meetings formally or informally, just similarly to emails, just based on the meeting's purpose. And just like the face-to-face communications, collaboration, using collaboration apps to communicate is very similar to the face-to-face, only it is done in an online setting, such as Zoom or Microsoft Teams. And again, this could be done formally or informally, and usually it's done with remote technical writers. Next, we have memos, which are primarily formal forms of communications to introduce or review projects and tasks to superiors or coworkers. And again, these are strictly formal communications. And then finally, we have the FAQs, or the frequently asked questions, and these are primarily done online, mainly on a company website or on a blog, to formally communicate with curious customers that might have questions about the company itself or the documents that are being produced. And finally, just going back to emails, as the most common form of communication for technical writers, on average, they can send up to 90 emails per day, or if you want to get really technical, about 11 emails per hour during the working day. And then I just have a small graphic just visualizing how many emails this one person can send throughout their day as a technical writer, which is a lot. But yeah, that is my infographic. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for listening to me. Bye bye.